Hey guys, welcome back. In our last episode, we showed you our journey from Australia to the East African country of Tanzania, a marathon 30 hours of travel. If you haven't seen that one yet, check out the links below to see what to expect on our Emirates flight over and our first impressions of Tanzania and the city of Arusha. Now we pick up right where we left off, about to embark on our first African safari in Tarangire National Park, located in the Manyara region, about 2 hours south of Arusha. This park is famous for its elephants, diverse landscape, and abundant wildlife. As soon as we entered the park, we got our first taste of those classic safari roads, bumpy, dusty, and full of adventure. But before we had even time to adjust to the ride, we had our first wildlife sighting. Warthogs, or as they are known in Swahili, Pumbaa. These little guys were everywhere, their tails sticking up straight as they darted around, and alongside them we spotted the ever-cautious zebras, standing in small herds, always on high alert. And just like the Lion King, the Pumbaa were out playing and searching for lunch. Not long into our drive, we had our first sighting of one of the big five, and not just any, but the largest land animal on earth, the African elephant. Tarangire is famous for its elephant population, with around 3,500 roaming the park. The park itself is a stunning mix of forests, savannas, and winding rivers. Many animals, including wildebeest and zebra, migrate seasonally between here and nearby Lake Manyara National Park, which we'll visit later on. We were incredibly lucky to see this close-knit herd of elephants, including tiny babies. Watching them interact and walking along, the little ones were staying close to their mothers was nothing short of magical. Now it's one thing to see elephants in documentaries, but experiencing them in the wild is another level. We're amazed at how quietly the elephants moved along, not wanting to draw attention to themselves. And as the heat of the day began to subside, the elephants really started to head on the move, and we followed them along the different paths. It was one of those pinch yourself moments that we actually hear in Africa watching them. And of course, Tarangire is not just about the elephants. The park is home to an incredible variety of animals. Not all of Tarangire's residents are peaceful though. Enter the baboon gang. These guys have no shame when it comes to raiding cars for food. One even climbed on our vehicle, scouting for snacks. Nice try, buddy. We kept those doors locked. That afternoon, we arrived at our accommodation deep in the park. The Tarangire Safari Lodge blends luxury with adventure, offering breathtaking, distinctive views of the landscape. And a pro tip, if they offer you juice at check-in, take it. It's phenomenal. Speaking of phenomenal, check out this lounge area and a viewing deck overlooking the open plains, with elephants wandering just outside. There are no fences here, so the wildlife truly roams free. See those deep tusk marks on the trees? That's from elephants passing right by our rooms. The adventure feeling was really settling in arriving here. The rooms were actually private large safari tents with thatched roofs, and a large mesh screen window to let the sights and sounds of nature in. They had a big queen-size bed, solar heated shower, and even flushing toilets. So we certainly weren't roughing it here. They also had panoramic views of the park being on top of a hill. Right outside our tent today, we had an adorable resident, the dik-dik, the smallest species of antelope, just hanging out, completely unfazed by our presence. Guess we weren't the only ones admiring this amazing view. After freshening up, it was time for the main event, dinner. The buffet was an incredible spread of local flavours, fresh vegetables, delicious soups, and even tropical fruits. Apologies in advance, we didn't get much footage since our camera battery ran out, but trust us, this was absolutely amazing. There I am scoffing down the food before we could even film our plates. I'll get better at this eventually. Just when we thought the day couldn't get any better, we had one more surprise. A night game drive. Equipped with spotlights and guided by an expert ranger, we set up on an open safari vehicle discovering the hidden nightlife of the African bush. The guide was unbelievable. His ability to spot animals in the pitch black was next level. He used the reflection of their eyes in the torchlight to identify them with pinpoint accuracy. Among the finds were these spotted genets, small sleek creatures related to civets. But that wasn't all. We also spotted jackals stealthily moving through the night. Well, not this guy, he just woke up.
That's strange.
Bat-eared foxes, with its oversized ears helping it detect the tiniest movements. And perhaps the most unexpected sight, an East African spring hare, kind of kangaroo-looking rabbit which hops along. This is an add-on to our tour you won't want to leave out. And with that, our first full day in Tarangire came to an unforgettable end. Now there's nothing quite like waking up in the heart of the African wilderness, hearing the sound of the birds in the morning. As the sun rose over Tarangire, we started our day with a warm cup of local Tanzanian coffee and a hearty breakfast, fueling up for another day of adventure. Not long after setting off, we encountered the second of our big five, the African buffalo. A massive herd, hundreds if not thousands strong, was making its way to the Tarangire River. Moving in a tight formation with the young safely in the center and the larger, more experienced buffaloes guarding the edges. These guys look fierce. We watched in awe as the herd began to cross the road right in front of us. But then, chaos happened. The buffalo got spooked and separated at the back. And as they were hesitating, the companions across the road called out to them, urging them to rejoin. Eventually, after a few moments of uncertainty, they made a run for it and reunited with the main herd. It was such a fascinating glimpse into the life of them. Tarangire National Park is also known for its iconic Baobab trees, ancient giants that can live for thousands of years. Their massive trunks act as water reservoirs, storing moisture that elephants often chew on during the dry season. This one with a hollow core is a chilling reminder of its past, used as a hideout for poachers evading rangers. Baobabs are vital to the ecosystem, offering food to a variety of animals through their night-blooming flowers, fruit, bark, leaves, and even roots. Continuing on our journey through Tarangire, we encountered another herd of elephants, this time a bachelor group down by the riverbed. We learned that elephants are quite particular about their drinking water. They prefer it clean, and will even dig into the river to find fresh water. How clever is that? These big guys need to drink about 200 litres of water per day and can hold nearly 10 litres alone in their trunk.
Big drink there.
Further along, we watched as herds of animals gathered at the watering hole to quench their thirst as well. But just as they were enjoying a peaceful drink, our old friend Pumbaa decided to crash the party. Now, warthogs love a good mud bath, and this guy decided to go all in, and he sent the other guys packing. As the heat of the day started to intensify, many of the animals began to retreat into the shade, signaling it was time for us to leave the park and head to our next destination. From Tarangire, the plan was to head to the town of Karatu, located next to the famous Ngorongoro crater. Along the way, we passed by some kids, and our guide mentioned that because tourists gave them sweets, they didn't go to school. So if you want to give, donate to the schools and local charities. Further along, we visited one of the larger weekly local markets, a vibrant hub where all the villagers from the area gather to trade everything from fresh produce to clothing to even livestock. Huge banana bunches, stacks of people, the place was a little hectic. Some vendors would bring clothes back from the cities and even fish from the Great Lakes region. The Maasai tribesmen were easy to pick out with their traditional clothing. Our tour guide ended up driving us right through the middle of the market. Need to transport your goods? No problem. We even saw the local villagers trying to fit their goats into a bus. Passing through the banana village, we found roadside vendors and watched as they brought their produce right up to the bus stop. This is a kind of African-style drive-through. Arriving in the town of Karatu, we were once again welcomed with a refreshing glass of fresh mango juice. So good. And after such an action-packed day, it was nice to check in early, and the friendly hotel staff helped carry our bags back to our charming private rooms. And we were very glad to have the boys' help. This hotel was set on massive grounds and had a beautiful maintained forest-type garden. The chalet-type rooms were very spacious, and here in Africa, all the beds come with mosquito nets, so you can rest easy, you're not going to get bitten in the evening. Not quite as fancy as the National Park tented accommodation, but still plenty comfortable with a toilet, shower, everything you can need really. After a great evening and night's rest, we were up and ready for breakfast. And since it was the shoulder season in Tanzania, the hotel was quiet, and instead of a buffet, we enjoyed a relaxed table service at breakfast. We could pretty much order anything we wanted. Meanwhile, our guide was busy packing up something delicious for lunch. One thing's for sure, you won't go hungry on safari. The boys loaded our bags back to the car and we were ready to hit the road. From Karatu, the plan was to head past the crater to the Tarangire National Park. But not long after hitting the road, we spotted something unexpected. There was a giraffe sprinting across the hills. It was a stunning sight with a massive herd of goats just behind. We thought there might be a predator lurking. We closed in and kept on the lookout for something lurking behind the bushes. As we drew closer, some zebras suddenly got spooked and bolted across the road. They nearly caused a collision with the truck. We kept looking, but turns out it wasn't a lion behind all that chaos. It was actually a young Maasai herder rounding up the animals and chasing the giraffe. So our guide gave him a stern warning about safety, and thankfully everyone made it through unscathed. With that little adventure behind us, we continued on the journey towards the legendary Serengeti, a UNESCO World Heritage Site home to huge numbers of animals, migrations, and predator action. But that's a story for next time, where we get up close to the king of the jungle and the rest of the gang. You're not going to want to miss it, so hit that subscribe button. We really hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did, and we hope to see you again in the next one.